Okay, so I am just recording a video and I have no idea whatsoever what I'm going to say, which is both interesting and it's not terrifying. I'm actually not terrified at all because I plan on just tossing this in the garbage. That's a really great way I have found to let go. If I know that I'm just going to scribble on a piece of paper or speak into a microphone or a tape recorder and then just toss it, then no worries. It's kind of like we humans say, dance like nobody's looking. Sing like no one can hear you. And what happens when we do that is we sing with our heart. We allow ourselves out. We allow ourselves to come out, in part because we don't have that sort of third-party critic, observer, staring at us, watching for us to make a mistake. Now, maybe they're not watching for us to make a mistake. We have this feeling, I do, have this feeling that, oh, I'd better do this right, or this needs to be right, or this needs to be a particular way, or it matters. That's another great way to think of it. It matters. It seems to matter. And if it matters, then, better do it, better do it right, whatever the heck right means. So I'm not doing it right. Here I am not doing it right. That is my whole plan, to not do it right. So what else am I wanting to say or share? A part of me wants to allow out the innermost part of me that I haven't even been able to fully 900 million %, maybe accept, I don't know, as being me. I've been doing a lot of writing for years now, in which I just allow the words to flow out on the page, and I have no idea what they're going to say. I haven't a clue in the world what the words are going to be. And the way I've experienced that is it's as if I'm putting my thinking mind to one side, letting go, and then something else writes. Because it's definitely not me. This one here who has a name and just very specific family background and nationality and all these things that we physical human beings get labeled with. Whatever, they're accurate, but they're not the full picture of us. It's not the full picture of me. My name is not the full picture of me. My hair color is not the full picture of me. See, look, it's totally different back here. It's a perspective. It's a point of view. And one of the things I love about the term perspective or point of view is that if you think of it in physical terms, not just mental terms, if you literally have a physical point of view, let's say you're in the back of a theater and you're looking up towards the stage, there could be a column or something that's slightly obscuring part of your view. And so you can't see the whole thing. And if you are seeing something and you think it's the whole thing, it's still just your perspective. From that distance, from that exact physical place in time. You also have ambient noise around you as you're listening to the theater. You have various distractions. Maybe you're up close, and so you can only see this much of the stage and these actors while these actors are doing something else. It's perfectly, totally valid, and it's right. It's right, but right is not the point. Right is not the point. And I'm discovering that, I have discovered that after lots and lots and lots of time of letting go and not holding on to my thoughts about things, how it should be, how it ought to be, how it's best to be. Even from an incredibly generous, thoughtful, caring perspective, I've really started to let go of how things ought to be because I'm right about it and I figured it out as right, and so I just want to help other people understand what I understand, right? That's just like, oh, I just want to be helpful, it seems really nice. And it is nice and it's great and that's terrific. But what I realized is it's still only always my perspective. And so I started letting go and 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 literally having no thoughts, not a single thought in my head, sort of like what happens when we fall asleep. We tend not to be able to fall asleep very easily I tend not to fall asleep very easily, I'll speak for myself, when I notice there's thoughts racing around in my head. And when those thoughts are racing around in my head, I can't fall asleep because I'm holding on. I'm holding on to something. I'm holding on to these thoughts. What about that thing that I need to do tomorrow? What about that thing that I didn't get finished today? What about the this? Maybe that. What did he say? What did she say? What will they think? What should I do? Did I remember this? Did I remember that? Where's the bathroom? I'm in a different place. Is it down the hall to the left, or is it on the other side of the bed to the right? Literally these images and these pictures of things, these thoughts of what's what. And so we let go and we fall asleep. We don't try to fall asleep, although we often try to fall asleep, trust me, because you know it, because you've done it. And it doesn't work. It's like, I'm trying to fall asleep. See? And so you want to say, yeah, stop doing that. And then you'll fall asleep. And that's like this, okay? This letting go that I have, I'll say, trained myself to do, practiced doing many, many times. Many times. And it's interesting because practice is a funny word because it seems so active. And yet there's a not trying to and just allowing, like falling asleep, that happens. And I can feel it starting to happen a little bit right now, and that's partly what I was wanting to do, is to be able to share with you a vocalized version of the writings that I have done, where I set myself aside, and you can probably notice that I'm closing my eyes because it makes it easier to sort of shut up the outer world, and then this other voice, which is not other, but it definitely does not feel like this one here, come through. And it usually starts with laughter like this. I think of this laughter as like the rose petals, like they're I'm gonna let it go. All right. Oof. Joel is still holding on. We can feel that he is present with us, endeavoring to assist you, seeming others, with comprehending that which he wishes you to comprehend. But we believe that this is perhaps even more of assistance in that you have eyes and ears, and you can indeed perceive that which you perceive. Explanation is lovely and can be well-intentioned and perhaps even useful. But indeed, as you know, while watching the sunset, you experience the sunset. And you have experienced beautiful sunsets in your time, and you remember them in your heart. You do not remember them so much in your head as in your heart, as in the core of you, as in the being of you, that you are, at your depth, at your core, the source of you, which is that which we are. I am. I am that which is, as art thou. You either